different kind of video, but it's stuff that I generally don't share because for whatever reason. But I want to share this because it's very relevant to me, and I think it could be useful. So, if you didn't know, I am from Punjab. I was born in Punjab. My wife made me do the, Ancestry.com shit, and apparently the majority of our family's DNA is from like Afghanistan and like Pakistan and then they must have come down south, I don't know, into Punjab. And if you don't know about where Punjab is the northern part of India. One thing that I've always kind of thought is like, who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. Like, I've never thought about like race. To me, this shit is so dumb. You have grown adults who form teams simply based on the fact that this person was born on this patch of dirt and this person was here. If that person, if you take them as they are and they were born on your patch of dirt, then you would have a connection with them and like they're on your team. It's crazy stuff when you actually think about it, right? Like, it's so dumb because what actually matters is, how do you carry yourself? How do you interact with others? And that has nothing to do with where are you from. Nothing. The right thing, the best thing, the most useful thing for all parties involved is you treat people with respect. You try to do your best, and other people try to do their best, and it doesn't matter, right? But these are humans doing human things, and we still hold on to that kind of stuff, and that's fine. We can't control all people, all of it. And we don't want to do that. The only thing that we can control and that we want to do is, how am I interacting with you? If I see you somewhere and we're interacting, do I look at you and I'm like, oh, you're black, you're Mexican, you're this, you're that, like, fuck you? Or what? Like, it's just a crazy thing, but that's how people interact. And they don't, and some people overcompensate. I think there's a more subtle way to go about this. One of the things is like, if there are good things from your culture and there are good things from the place that you're from, you should take those. Those are good. Whether that's, like, for example, in Punjabi culture, family is very important. Working and, building businesses and things like that, that's very important. And there are some things that are not so good. And I'm going to leave those out. But that's good. So it's not, black and white. It's either all or nothing. No, you take what's good and you leave what's not. And a lot of people lack that level of nuance and just like common sense, which again, common sense is not common. But I said this was a post I made in 2018, and I said, you shouldn't be proud about the patch of dirt you're from. You should be proud about, the things that you do and the quality of interaction that you have with other human beings. And because that just makes sense to me. That makes more sense to me, right? Growing up, man, let me tell you, I've said this to my wife. My wife is Mexican. I told her this. I'm like, I feel like I am simultaneously the least Punjabi person and the most Punjabi person I know. because I never looked at anybody based on, oh, what race are you? Like, some of my best friends when I was growing up, actually none of my best friends were Indian or Punjabi. Not because on purpose, that's because the schools I went to or where I was, the environments I was in, there wasn't a lot of Punjabi people around there, right? So what's the point of all this? I'm gonna get back to the point. There's a little bit of context because I think people they miss this, but me being an Indian guy, and I had the typical, I was skinny fat. I was not, you didn't see a lot of explosive athletes that I knew of. Of course, there were some kabaddi players. There's a lot of actually like big, strong Punjabi men. There's a good amount. But here's one thing that I did notice. All of them, even the ones that were big and strong, there were not many. Actually, I take that back. There's quite a bit. But as they got older, they deteriorated very quickly. There is a major culture of drinking and eating, which, when you think about it, it's like that's not any different from any other culture. It's just like different flavors of the same stuff, right? And so a lot of people, as they get older, they just get fatter and fatter. And very early on, a lot of people have to take all kinds of medications for, high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, like all the basics, right? Everybody is on them. Diabetes being a major one. There's been a lot of Punjabi men, when I was growing up, even to now, who died very early from heart attacks. And so, me growing up, for whatever reason, I was obsessed with basketball and with dunking and with wanting to have a six-pack, which I eventually figured out. When I would, there was no one that I could be like, oh, that guy figured it out. I can relate to his particular circumstances. And then that makes you like, okay, well, because, when I was growing up, I would see the black guys, the white guys, and, the ones that were naturally, they were always jacked. They were always very athletic. Like I said, I played basketball my whole life. And so, it was primarily black guys or white guys. Especially as you moved into like high school and college, there was no Punjabi guys playing basketball at those times. Very, very few. And let alone any Punjabi guys who were dunking. Let alone any Punjabi guys who were ripped, right? So a lot of the information that I got or things that I was looking at, like, it wasn't relatable because they didn't actually know, because they were always like that. Now, I can sit here and like isolate that and be like, yeah, you know what? That's a unique experience. But that's an experience for the majority of people. Majority of people had the same experience. Majority of people are not naturally gifted and naturally lean and athletic. Regardless of what nationality or race or background you're from. I always had this thing of like, for whatever reason, I was very averse or against this idea of like, oh, I need to see somebody like me. I need representation. Like, for whatever reason, that felt, especially when I was younger, that felt weak to me. Like, as I've gotten older, I'm like, there is benefit in seeing somebody like yourself do something, because then it gives you evidence, and then it can bolster or increase the belief that, hey, you can do this, you can also dunk, you can also get ripped, you can also blah blah blah, fill in the blank, right? So there is value in that. And so, you know, like I said, I never looked at that as anything. It never really like was a part of my, like, it didn't register really. The only thing that kind of registers, like, I would hang out with people if they're a good person, and that's about it. Like, did we have fun? Are you nice? Are you respectful? That was about it. Like, I met my wife, like I said, she's Mexican. I met my wife when I was 18 years old, and we've been together since I was 18. Like, I didn't even read, like, oh, you're Mexican, whatever. Like, I'm like, damn, this is a beautiful girl, and she seems to like me, and we have a good time together. And that was it. And so, what does this have to do with fat loss and health, etc.? Well, I'll tell you, as I've gotten older, like I said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Take what's good, leave what's not. And as I'm watching my, you know, I'm watching the Indian people, I'm watching Punjabi people. I've always helped everybody, all my clients, they're, you know, across the board. It's like, I've had clients of all kinds, all ages. I would say most of my clients have been women, but I've had people from every spectrum that I've worked with and helped to, you know, figure this stuff out. I've gotten this feeling of like, man, what, like, I look at my Punjabi brothers and sisters and I'm like, damn. And a lot of them, I'll tell you this, even out of my own group, right, of like, I'm Punjabi, whatever, I'm like, just naturally, I'm less athletic than, and less gifted than vast majority of Punjabi people, you know? Like, I'm 5'11", I've been about 155 pounds my whole life. I was not naturally athletic, and I figured this stuff out, like pain. I figured out, you know, I had back pain that was excruciating. I was, went from being not fast and not athletic to dunking and deadlifting 500 pounds and running a 5-minute and 19-second mile, etc., etc. And I'm like, damn, it would be nice to see other people also figure it out. Like, I want other people to feel how amazing it is to not have, you know, to not have physical pain all the time, to not have back pain, knee pain, to be able to get up and move however you want, to be able to, you know, not have a giant gut. These things actually have less to do with your genetics and where you're from than are you doing the stuff that causes the body to change. And so that's just kind of like, I'm just kind of rambling, but that's what this thought was. Of like, dude, what more of our Punjabi people could be leaner and not on medications, you know? And so that's all really. Like, we focus on things that are irrelevant, and we miss the forest for the trees. So I guess the message really is this: whether you're Punjabi or not, it doesn't matter. If you've always struggled with, you know, trying to get leaner, if you've struggled with like pain, back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, whatever it is, you can fix all those things. It does not have to be the rest, like your life. You don't have to live with it. So, you know, I love seeing anybody go from all that to having physical freedom. And I'll tell you, like, life gets so much better. You know, my definition of health is always, it's been the same. It's health is your ability to engage with life on your terms. And I'll tell you, life gets so much better when you can do the things that you want to do physically. And it impacts so many parts of your life. People downplay the significance of being really lean, looking good, and how that impacts your life. And I'll tell you, like, it's one of the best things. It's one of the best things, especially if you didn't have that to begin with. And it comes down to simple stuff. Like, I would highly encourage you, like today more than ever, there's more really good strength coaches all over the world, all over the place than ever before, right? Obviously, thanks to the internet, and you know, we have the access to information. Here's my recommendation. If you're in any of those categories, I would say first and foremost, if you can find a good coach, go work with them in person. Go join a gym, a CrossFit gym, a strength gym, right? And start to just look for those answers. You will find them. And you might not find a great coach right away, but you know, the beauty of the internet is, like, you can watch someone's videos and be like, oh shit, I like this person. I want to work with them. Second best thing is, like, you could go online and find an online coach. There's a lot of great online coaches now, you know? I just want to share that, like, there's so much that you could access. Like, you just got to look for it. And you will find it. So that's all for today. Just kind of a random thoughts that I was having. And yeah, like, what's the most important thing is how you treat yourself. Are you able to enjoy life? Are you able to, how do you treat other people? Are you able to appreciate all the wonderful things that we have access to and the wonderful people? That's the most important thing. And honoring your desires. Like, you want to be healthy? Like, look, you could be in the worst shape, overweight, in pain, terrible health. You can fix all that. You just got to look, right? And it doesn't, the background part doesn't matter. And I guess that's the main thing, is like the race stuff, like the ethnicities and blah blah blah. That's literally not even like millimeters deep, right? Like the skin color, the biology is all the same. So if you want to lose fat, it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter any of that dumb shit. Stop